Today we're going to be going over the Cyrusher Kommoda 2.0, but first let me show you how easy it is to put this thing together. You know what, before we continue assembling this, I'm going to remove the battery and hook it up to a charger so we can get on the road faster. And here's everything that came in the packaging. Of course, the front wheel, front fender, pedal set, which is made out of metal. The tool set comes with the Allen hex key set, 2 wrenches, one's a 15 millimeter, then this other one has a 10 and an 8. Tire air pump, user manual for the bike, and a separate user manual for the rear shock, the headlight, and of course the 48 volt lithium battery and a 3 amp charger. The bike pretty much came pre-assembled. We just have to install the handlebar, position it to what's comfortable, install the front wheel, put the pedals on, install the headlight, and that's pretty much it. And here's how the Kommoda 2.0 looks, fully assembled. It's pretty straightforward. It only took less than 20 minutes. I think the most difficult part was the headlight install. The brackets were just a little bit difficult to figure out at first, but here's how it's supposed to be mounted. The silicone inserts are supposed to just go inside the bracket, 8 millimeter lock nut on the inside, and then plugs right into the rest of the harness. Besides that, it assembles pretty much like any other bicycle. The first thing that I noticed taking this thing out of the box in comparison to other e-bikes that I've received in the past, which are in the same segment, is the build quality. It just feels like a lot of the components are much higher quality. Like, just check out this cargo rack on the back. Like, look at the detail on that. The super flat surface with the mounting points is a lot more usable than the simple tubular style cargo racks that come with the Angway bikes. Take a closer look at the caliper, brake components, all the buttons. It just feels like a much more premium product. Before we take this thing out, let's quickly go over all the features of this bike. It's driven by a 750 watt hub motor for the rear, and the power is supplied by a 48 volt 20 amp hour lithium battery pack, which is mounted inside the frame, easily removable. The cargo rack is a lot heavier duty than all the other ones that I've seen come with bikes in this class. It's got a set of Chaoyang puncture resistant fat tires front and rear. These are 20x4, which ride really smooth and have plenty of traction. It's got front suspension, rear suspension. The front fork is hydraulic and the rear is a D&M air shock. It's got a super comfortable gel seat, super bright headlight. This is LED. This is supposed to be 1000 lumens, which is 4 times as powerful as the original Kommoda. It's also got a taillight with a fully functional brake lamp. And of course, fenders for the rear and for the front to keep you from getting muddy. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty right now because we actually took this thing out last night for an emergency situation. And for brakes, it comes with 180 millimeter disc brakes, front and rear. These are hydraulic calipers. Comes with a Shimano tourney rear derailleur and a Shimano 7-speed shifter. Throttle is a half twist. For some reason, their website said it was a thumb throttle, but I'm actually glad that it comes with a twist style because that's just a little bit closer to what I'm used to. It's got this nice colorful display. On the left here, this is how you turn the headlight on and off. It's got a little horn. And these arrows up and down is how you switch the pedal assist level. Power button is down here. All you have to do is hold it for 3 seconds and let go. Hold it for 3 seconds. Let go to turn it on. From the factory, it came reading with kilometers an hour. To change that to miles per hour, you have to go into the settings. You hold the up and down arrows for 3 seconds. which brings you to a completely separate menu. It's almost like the P settings on other bikes. So to toggle, just go up and down. So let's go into display settings, press the power button to select. You can change the wheel size, max speed, light level. And then this is the display unit, how you change it from miles per hour to kilometers. This is if you want it to automatically shut off in case you accidentally leave the bike on. Hold the power again for 3 seconds. Let go. You can go into the advanced settings if you want even more adjustments. Okay, I'm gonna just jump straight on to pedal assist 5. So I actually already have some miles on this thing because I took it out for an emergency last night. A tree ended up falling in the middle of the road. It was keeping me and Bailey from going to our campsite, so I unloaded the bike from the back of the SUV and rode it to get some help. Yeah, luckily there was somebody at the entrance of the campsite that happened to have a chainsaw and help us cut it down. That scooter is freaking ridiculously fast. I think it goes like 40 miles an hour. Speaking of which, we might as well do a top speed test right now and see if it'll do it without any sort of pedaling. All right, there it is. It actually does hit 28 miles an hour without any sort of pedaling on the fastest mode. Now let's take a look at the speedometer accuracy. So the speedometer on the display is a little inaccurate. As you can see, it shows 28.5, 28.6, and we're only going 26 miles an hour. Not a big deal. I can probably make some adjustments to calibrate that. Now, let me see if I can make it go faster if I pedal harder. It doesn't seem to go that much faster if I'm pedaling, so I'm just gonna keep it on the throttle. But overall, this thing rides pretty smooth with the full suspension. So it has a hydraulic fork on the front and a D&M air shock for the rear. And it rides pretty plush on these Chaoyang puncture-proof 20x4 fat tires. Dude, this is the tree. This is the tree that blocked us in last night. And this thing actually handles off-road conditions pretty good. It's actually really convenient to have something like this strapped on the back of the SUV, especially on camping trips like this one. I can just take it off and go out and run some errands. We're actually gonna go out and buy some firewood and some ice, and hopefully I can strap all that on the cargo rack, since this thing actually has a payload capacity of 350 pounds. But this is actually a really comfortable riding position. Like, I can probably ride on this thing all day. You think they're open? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm super comfortable with this riding position. At 5'8", I haven't been too happy with the last few bikes that were sent to me. Man, I definitely can't complain. This thing cruised easily at 27, 28 miles an hour, which is plenty for what I'm doing. You know, obviously we're not really doing any sort of hooning around this weekend. Man, this thing carries a good amount of speed. I'm surprised I have this much traction on some loose gravel. So this thing has a range rating of 68 miles per charge. And as you can see, we're currently at 9.8 miles with this current charge. But I have been riding at a pretty high speed, cruising at about 25 miles an hour. And we're down to 73% battery. So the manufacturer rating is actually not that far off. If you're riding at lower speeds, maybe like 15 miles an hour on the lower pedal assist setting, you may be able to squeeze to 68 miles. But I personally like to cruise at higher speeds on the highest power levels, and I'm pretty much sticking on the throttle for the most of it. I barely even pedal, so I might only be able to squeeze out about 35 to 40 miles per charge, which is plenty for any e-bike. For being a fully legal Class 3 e-bike, this thing actually picks up speed pretty good. One gripe I have with this bike are the long cranks. It makes it really easy to pedal, but it does seem to hang pretty low. So if you're riding in off-road situations and you lean, not even too much, the pedal actually almost bottoms out. If you guys are interested in getting more information on the Cyrusher Kommoda 2, I'll have it linked in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful in any way, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you like this kind of content, want to keep up with some of my projects, scooter reviews, electric bike reviews, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn your bell notification on. But this is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching.